Lever, Johnny, lever.
It's really hard, honestly, to make your party hate you.
All they want is for to go out and have candy and dress up. That's all they want.
It'd be like Friday the 13th too. Jason busts out his.
And here we are, back again with another wonderful installment of Off the Air. I'm your host, Taffy Lee Hubbins. And
you messed it up. You messed it up already.
Is that the name? Taffy Lee Fubbins. Taffy Lee Fubbins.
Literally spelled out for you in the Discord.
Yeah, I had a different screen up, and here we are today.
Soiled it.
We're gonna be playing some nice tunes. We're gonna be drinking some nice beers, and we're gonna be talking about the state of America today. Today we have our wonderful.
Or are you Larry King?
I'm a boring shock jock who thinks
I feel
he's
like
shocking.
you're going for the guy from fucking Parks and Rec that does like the public radio.
No, he's a shock jock. He's definitely shock jock. I'm doing the guy who thinks he's a shock jock because he has a 3 to 4 a.m. radio slot.
No, not.
It
I'm
also
not
sounded
talking the
like Larry
douche.
King.
I'm talking the other one.
Oh,
The one that's like NPR.
Are you talking?
Yeah, I know
he's
you're
not
talking
public
about.
radio. You're talking about the newscaster. What's his name?
Not Pat
No,
Hapley.
he does like
Not
a
Kurt
radio.
Hapley?
He
Like,
does a radio
and
show.
today we'll be reviewing this new book.
Oh,
Yep.
that man.
That one.
That
That's
man.
what the voice that you were slowly morphing into, and it was.
He sounds like if John Malkovich was like really sad.
I love the voice he puts on that character. It is 10 out of 10. It brings me life.
You guys ever want to get into ham radio?
No.
Kind of. No?
You know
Really?
what? I'm in your boat there, Noah.
Because, like, I don't. There's a big part of me that's like, I don't know that I want to. But then there's another part that's like, but what if I did?
It's like, yeah, I don't really want to, but there's also like, there's a whole secret world of people who just talk to each other on forbidden radio frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just be part of it. Like, there's no, like, you can just get one and get in on that. You can just be part of that.
Mm-hmm. There's just something that, like, there's something that feels very cool about it, even though I have, like, no connection to any of them. Nothing like that, but
Yeah, no, I don't know a single person who's into them, but I don't know. Might be something there. I don't know.
I don't know.
You guys want to just move from being a podcast to being on a ham radio show?
I feel like the
God.
issue with that is like you end up almost exclusively interacting with truckers who are on their way through an area.
Either truckers on their way through an area or like doomsday preppers.
Yeah, and I
neither
gotta
of
be
those
honest,
are like people I really want to hang out with. Too much.
they're two people groups that I don't really want to spend time with personally.
It's true. But, like, what's worse? People in the Twitter mentions or truckers?
Truckers.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I've had.
I've
I
seen
would
a lot of
rather talk
nice
to a trucker than
truckers.
someone who responds to political posts on Twitter.
See, here's the thing. I can block people on Twitter, but I
can block
can't
truckers,
block
too.
truckers. But I have actually met, and you know what? I might change my mind because I've met some really nice truckers.
Yeah, the one guy you told us about from the Congo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said he was really cool. So
Yeah, he was pretty
maybe he's
neat.
on.
I
Maybe
liked
he's
him.
on the ham radio stations chatting it up.
He might be, for all I know. Then there
I
was
just
Jim.
I'm
I liked
excited
Jim.
for like, yeah, go Jim. Good on you.
Then there was Kelly, who told me about his cousin. He was less cool. He
Yeah,
was
that's
cool
true.
until he started telling me about his cousin. And then it's just like,
But- You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for like the next generation of truckers who are like in self-driving trucks more or less, and they're just kind of like pseudo pilots, and they spend all of their time like becoming like hyper intelligent, you know? Or like just like the generation of truckers that listens to like audiobooks like 10 times a day, perhaps on Audible, using the code audibletrial.com/off the air.
Very possible.
But like just imagine like being a trucker and having all that time to just listen to audiobooks and just like becoming like giga brain.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, you know, stepping out of the truck and just like, you know.
I mean, honestly,
Not
it's a
being a
possibility. Because it's one of those
Exactly.
things where in the future, if you do end up having self-driving trucks, you're still going to, like, I doubt that in our lifetime we're going to get to totally autonomous transportation, right? Like, unless it's an
It's possible. I
on-rail
think we could.
service. Well,
Yeah.
I feel like as of right now, on rails is the only way that's really going to work because on roads, you still got too much margin for error kind of thing. So they're probably going to try and stick with other things for now, you know? But
Agreed.
you still, even if you got a self-driving truck, you're still going to have someone there to like manage the shipments and stuff like that. Cause not all trucks are going to a warehouse, or even if they are, then the trucks that go to a warehouse need to be driven to whatever individual locations they're going to.
It's true. I mean, a big part of
And-
a lot of truckers' jobs is literally like unloading the trucks.
Yeah.
Not all of them, obviously. Some of them are literally being dropped off and then redistributed from there. But a lot of truckers, like, are part of the unloading process. And
Yeah,
the loading
shit, dude.
process
My
as
brother
well.
almost got in on that scene.
Yeah,
He ended up becoming a pro sandblaster instead, which
it's true. It's
absolutely fills my life with joy. All the sandblasting memes he shares. I got no idea what he's doing.
true. I hate metal fab guys, and then they think they know what they're doing with sandblasting. Get out of here. I don't care if you got a sandblaster in the shop. You ain't know nothing.
It's
Yes,
just-
that was a
I just
special
don't
one just
I
for
just don't
you.
like. I'll be honest. I don't listen. Call me a filthy heretic. I just don't like the term sandblasting.
Why?
That's it, sandblasting, boys.
You know why, Noah? Don't ask
No,
me
I
why.
literally don't.
I just don't. I just think it's an odd term. That's all.
Wait, Noah, why do you know why?
No one knows
I
why.
don't. That's why I'm like,
Noah, you know
I
why?
feel like, well, here's the thing. Dan's doing his bit where he's trying to make a sex joke happen or something
Yeah.
inappropriate as an
It is
implication,
inappropriate. Mhm.
but I don't see it, and I
Oh,
really
no,
feel like
it's,
he's
it's
just
a
kind of.
stretch. It's a stretch.
It's
Don't
just
get me
when
wrong.
you
I just don't like the. I
blast
don't know.
things.
The term makes me uncomfortable. I don't think it's totally out of line for me to feel vaguely uncomfortable about a phrase.
I kind
No,
of
it
think
is, and you should change.
no. I think that's a phrase that it's a little out of line for you to feel uncomfortable about.
I think
What,
that's.
sandblasting?
I think that's not fair for you to make these wild assumptions about. Okay.
I'm saying you can feel uncomfortable about phrases. Everyone has their one
No.
weird trigger phrase that makes them go, ooh, like a lot of people in Moist, stuff like that. But like
RIP to our listeners.
sand blasting, it's just like water blasting, but with sand.
Water blasting.
Actually, Jeff doesn't
They
even use
don't-
sand. They use glass grit for a lot of
They
it.
don't ever call it water blasting, by the way.
Power
It's
washing.
usually-
I
usually
realized
power
what I was
washing.
talking about power washing when I said water blasting, but I was hoping
Yeah.
I could just like sneak by.
You ever like water blast your siding?
Yeah, water blasting
You ever,
on the
you ever
daily.
sandblast your
bro.
siding?
Now, water blasting sounds like you're like taking a really hard piss on a wall, but so I will give you that.
Oh, see now I'm the
And I
bad guy.
am. I really like the idea of like the sandblasters union. Like if somebody like crosses them, they go like sandblast their house. Yeah. Just like we're gonna sandblast this guy's vehicle.
We'll show him. We'll show him all.
I would not want to like mess with like a bunch of guys with like a big old sandblaster
No man.
on like a good old like wagon.
You don't know what they're
Just
gonna
like a
do.
massive, like a comically large sandblaster on like a huge like parade float. That'd be good.
Yeah. No, that sounds terrifying.
You get like 10 guys are like pushing it, and there's like a couple guys on top. They're just like shooting out this giant like.
I like the
Blast
idea
of
that
sand.
it's like it's still a car, but the engine for the car is being used to power the sandblasting equipment
so they
so
have
that
to
they
push
need
it.
other people to move the vehicle.
Well, it's not a sand thrower. It's a sand blaster. You need all the power you can get.
How are you
don't
supposed
like
to
you
strip the
guys.
paint off of everything in sight if you man, you've had way weirder conversations intentionally to make me uncomfortable.
Oh,
This
yes,
is just
of
me
course.
That's
talking
it.
about a cool thing. I don't
That's
think
it,
you got a
guys.
leg
Strip
to
the paint
stand
off
on.
this guy's car,
We're gonna make your car a nice dull silver. I hope you're ready for it, Dan.
and we're gonna leave it patchy,
Right.
so you don't mess with the sandblasters union.
It's true. Sandblasters Union is a scary group of people.
Yeah,
That is
Firstly,
true.
they're probably not even unionized, so who regulates these dudes?
it's true. They just like they're on their own accord. Some of them aren't even sandblasters. I heard. Some of them are metal fab guys.
Metal fab guys who got a sandblaster back at the shop. You know how
That's
it be.
not the same thing as a sandblaster, though. We all know that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I do enjoy those the drastic switch in Twitter accounts.
Mm-hmm.
That
From
is
Suzuki Joe
undergone- or
memes
Twitter,
to
Twitter content,
sandblasting
yeah.
memes.
It's no longer a Suzuki Joe Stan account, which makes sense because he's now our arch rival.
That's true.
Um,
That's true.
And now it is instead sandblasting memes for sandblasting teens.
Exactly.
That's a good Twitter name, sandblasting memes for metal fab teens. It's also a
feel
good
like-
band name.
It's a band name.
A good band name is what I said.
It's a good band name. Yeah, that's
Thank
what I
you.
meant to
Thank
say.
you. Okay, just making sure. I thought maybe you misheard me or something.
No, that was my mistake. I definitely just misspoke. You know how it is.
Have you guys seen the Netflix show I Think You Should Leave?
No.
Okay, you gotta. I've been quoting it like nonstop for the last month. Yeah, there's just so many good things to quote in it. There's so many great bits like Bozo dubbed over, and the Taffy Lee Fubbins that is my profile picture.
Mhm.
That is another bit from the first episode. It's worth watching.
Oh, I think you told us about this, didn't you?
Yeah, I think so. but I've just been obsessed with it, and like so many things make me want to quote it, but I can't just like quote it out of context.
Very unfortunate.
Truly a tragedy.
Your name's also Brandon? No, that's why I'm so fucking confused. I like the part Brandon sang. Me, Brandon, or him, Brandon? Your name's also Brandon? No, I'm so fucking confused. So good. Such a good show.
I do like that. That is funny to me.
Speaking of media,
Mhm.
I've been watching horror movies more lately.
Oh, really?
I guess it's just getting to be like the scary time of year.
It is that time of year where everybody except Dan be watching.
I was
But
gonna
like,
say,
I think most of them aren't good. Even the ones that are supposed to be good. Like
I feel
I'm
like
just sick of all like the A24 horror movies where they're like, hey guys, sometimes the people are the bad ones. Like, whatever happened to the Predator, you know? That guy would just rip your spine out of your body. And now they're like, guys, sometimes the real enemy is the ones we can't see. Like, yeah, I get it. I've been bullied too. But can you please show me the guy who rips your spine out with his bare hands?
see I feel like the big issue is so many people, and this is much like how it sounded like I was coming at Dan earlier. This is not me coming at you now. But I feel like a lot of people, when they're trying to get into horror movies either again or just into the new ones, it becomes a genre thing where horror gets lumped in as a single genre, as, oh, it's a scary movie. But
Well, I know, I want creature features. But they don't
Exactly.
make them though. And if they do, it's like, hey guys, look, it's Halloween 70. Hey, you'll never believe what we made. Yeah, it's
hint,
another one of the movies
Michael
there's
Myers
70 of.
again. But no, because there's a few, like, well, maybe they're not
Quiet
new
Place is
creature
really good.
features coming out, but like, there's a lot of indie stuff that's like rocking right now in that department. But the main issue is that like it's not really accessible because these guys are trying to work with absolutely zero budget.
Yeah,
So-
that's another thing. Like horror is really inaccessible. And I don't have Shudder or anything. So
Mhm.
like I'm stuck with like the dregs that are available on Netflix
Yeah.
and Hulu and Amazon Prime.
Man, Hulu and Amazon Prime really, well, Hulu's better than Netflix sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Netflix is real rough because sometimes they're good and most of the time they're not. I don't have Amazon Prime, so
It's actually there's surprisingly a deep catalog.
I have heard.
But most of them are just like really shitty horror movies. And like to the
Mhm.
point where they're not even like so bad they're good. They're just not good.
Yeah.
But there are a handful that I like though.
Well, I feel
But
like
most of them are just like I just like monster movies.
Mhm.
It's fun.
if you ever do end up getting Shudder, I think you'll end up liking it because they do break things down in levels like that. Like, oh, you just want to see monsters? Well, boom, let's look at their monster movie selection. And it's just, you click on it and it's just their monster movies. Now, granted, Hellraiser is in their monster movies, and that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But
Yeah,
then you
they're
also
technically
have
otherworldly monsters, I guess.
Tammy and the T-Rex.
That doesn't
that-
sound like it's good though.
That doesn't sound good at all, but you have Wolf Cop.
Again, that doesn't sound good either. Like I don't like campy horror movies.
You
I'm
got
very
Castle
particular about
Freak.
horror movies.
Creep
I
Show
watched
2?
It Comes at Night. Have you seen It Comes at Night at all?
It Comes at Night is a familiar title to me, and I can't remember if I've seen it or not.
I watched it the other day and I hated it.
Let me see. 2017. Not
It's,
likely.
It's an A24
You know what?
movie,
I think
and
this
it's one of
is-
those where like the virus is an unspoken, or the enemy is an unspoken infection, like virus kind of thing.
You know what? I think I saw this movie and I put it on my list to watch, and then I never got around to it.
It was really bad, and it was only because like the whole movie they're like, hey guys, you never see the scary thing, and because the scary thing is what it does to the human mind. I really don't care. Like
Kind of like Bird
Stop.
Box.
kind of like Bird Box, but instead of there being monsters that are implied just being invisible,
Mhm.
there's just nothing.
Don't like
And
that.
instead, it's just about like you're living in a house and you're trying to trust strangers in a time where when you get infected, you're as good as dead. It's not like a zombie infection. It's just like a sickness that kills you.
Gotcha.
And so it's just about like surviving in it. But then I don't know. It's just like
I don't like infection
it's
movies.
so melodrama, and and it's so melodramatic where they're just like nothing happens. They get to know each other a little bit. Something maybe happens. Everybody just goes up at arms, and then I don't know. And the dog died too.
Yeah, I don't like
I
that.
was like, that sucks.
I've always been a big fan of slashers, so it makes me really happy that this is the time of year I can trot out my love for slashers.
I like a slasher.
And just be like, hey, I'm watching Friday the 13th Part 2 again. Hey, you know, it's just fun. I enjoy watching schlocky slasher movies as long as they're not too sex forward, because I got to be honest, that's the big issue with the slasher genre is it's
Get
50%
horny.
boobs, 50% slashing, and I really would prefer my ratio to be a lot more slashing and a lot less boobs.
See, I find that I'm in a place where my ratio is a lot more boobs and a lot less slashing.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe I'm not watching the right movies.
Well, I mean, what is this? It was all sex the whole time. Oh, that was the porn parody of Friday the 13th. What would the porn parody name for Friday the 13th be?
I think you could just keep it the same. Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like what's like a word that's like a, I don't know, some kind of sexual connotation that can fit in there.
Maybe like a subtitle like everyone gets stabbed tonight or something stupid like that. Or not the only stabbing that will happen. I don't know.
Friday, Jason takes his clothes off. And Manhattan.
There it is.
He
Boom.
does both.
We nailed it, you guys.
No, because the porn parody is like never. It's never like, I don't want to say that creative, because that wasn't creative at all. But like it's always just like, it'd be like Friday the 13th too. Jason busts out his cock. And you're like, yeah, okay. Well,
I thought you were gonna say Jason busts a nut, and I was very down for that. I'm like, yeah, there we go. That's a good one.
Jason takes Manhattan and also busts a nut.
Jason takes dad ass. Boom, there we go. We finished. Wrap it up, boys. We got the porn parody done.
But yeah, I don't know. I like a good slasher, but I only some, and I don't like franchises for the most part.
I feel that,
especially in horror. They just
horror
get to be
franchises are a little rough sometimes. They're not always that good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Dan, this is something I've always wondered.
Leprechaun movies.
Leprechaun. Oh my gosh. So Dan, you don't like horror movies like pretty much at all.
Right.
We did watch Hellraiser together, and I got the vibe that you enjoyed it well enough that you didn't hate the entire experience, but that was about it, right?
I mean, that was essentially how I felt about it. Yeah, I mean, it was fine. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I was like, oh man, you've changed. I'm a changed man. You've changed my entire opinion on horror movies because of it. But I didn't hate it. Yeah, no.
So I've always wondered what do you do in October?
Eat candy.
Well, yeah, but like, how do you get into the October
spirit? What do you do in
spirit?
September?
I don't have October. Oh, buddy, you've forgotten. My family wasn't allowed to interact with Halloween when I was growing up.
I mean, neither was mine, but I've broken that like tradition. Also, I think we're a lot looser on that now.
I did not interact with Halloween. The closest I got to interacting with Halloween was watching Nightmare Before Christmas, which does not count.
It doesn't count.
I do appreciate the fact that you are referring to that as a Halloween movie and not a Christmas movie, though, because it is objectively a Halloween movie that just has Christmas in it.
Things can be two things.
Yeah, that movie. I don't like that movie.
Really?
It's super basic, unfortunately.
Well, I just don't. I don't know.
I think it's fun.
I don't have that much fun with it. If I'm gonna watch a little like kind of like claymation style movie, there's ones I'd pick before it.
Okay.
Like the California Raisins Claymation Christmas Special. Anybody who got that reference, if you're listening, you got that reference, you're a real one. If you've seen the California Raisins Claymation Christmas Special, you know. That's all I'm saying.
No.
These guys don't know, but if you know, you know.
I don't know, and I'm not certain yet that I want to, you know?
It's a little claymation Christmas special. That's pretty fun.
I did rather get that, yes.
Okay, then why don't you want to know?
It just doesn't sound like a thing I want to know about.
I guess. You're lost, though.
You know what? You're right. That is my loss.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's my loss, too, but you know how it is.
Yeah, but nobody cares about your loss.
I care about my loss, but I also am covering that with a lot of other departments as well, so works for me.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a Halloween spirit. I don't have much of a Christmas spirit though either, and that like there's no excuse for that. I spent my entire youth watching fucking what's the word?
Christmas movies?
Yeah, watching Christmas movies. Thank you.
See, I feel like that doesn't necessarily help Christmas spirit. I gotta be honest.
Fair enough.
Although I gotta say, I'm amazed that your family never had any Halloween traditions because our tradition was to not participate in Halloween proper, but what we did was everyone got a bag of candy to trade and swap with, and then we got a new movie and we watched it. And that was our October 31st fun.
Bold of you to assume that my family would let me watch movies. Bold of you to assume. But also, no, in actuality, we did... Do you remember Light the Night?
Oh my god.
Yeah, man, we did that every year. For those who don't know what it is... What if...
Is that like a national thing or is it just an Erie thing?
I
Why do I have a Midwest accent?
I think it's an assemblies thing.
Oh no!
I'm looking it up.
Light the Night.
Light the Night was a Halloween event,
It's a
and
leukemia
essentially-
walk if you look it up right now.
That's what I looked up too. I was like, oh.
Essentially, it was designed to be a what if instead of going out and dressing up like the demons and celebrating Satan, you instead went to a little Christian event. And actually, credit where it's due. Whenever I did it, like even looking back at it, yes, there was like Christian overtones, but it wasn't like it wasn't
a preachy good time. It was just kind of a good time.
Yeah, exactly. Like there was like fucking free cotton candy and free snacks and free games, and I learned how to make balloon animals. Like
honestly, a lot of churches when they do that, they do understand that kids are aware of what they're missing out on, so they're trying to make it at least not a wasted evening.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
I feel like people are always like, yeah, for Halloween, people dress up as like demons and devils, and like, sure, probably like 20% of kids' Halloween costumes are like, hey, look, it's me, I'm Scream, I'm Scream from Scream. Good job.
It was so much Scream.
Then why did everyone want to be Ghostface?
Everyone wanted to be
like,
Ghost.
what?
It's just a fact.
Because
why?
Well, Ghostface made like the Scream movies made such a huge splash and revitalized a lot of the horror like genre.
They are good.
And it's such a simple design that is really difficult to copyright because they made it so generic that it took off, you know? It's, oh, cool. And so instead of making a white robe for a ghost, we make it a black hooded one like we already do for the death outfit. But now we sell it with this little mask. Boom! We're famous. We got money. You know, it's
money.
It works out really well.
Yeah, I feel like that was a
makes
super
sense.
common one when we were younger. And then, but like 80% of costumes are kids who are like, I'm a bumblebee. Or look at me, I'm Scooby-Doo. And everyone's like, this is demons. They're like,
yeah, dude.
Hey, it's me, Scooby-Doo. They're like, demons.
Yeah, dude.
That one of those
Everyone's
Harry
scared of
Potters.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like most Halloween costumes are pretty innocuous for kids. Sure, sometimes they're like, I'm a wizard, and people have qualms with that. I got no qualms with a wizard.
No, dude. Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing that I think that a lot of churches don't understand about Halloween, right?
Far away.
Nobody cares about like Halloween, like what Halloween meant, like thousands, like a couple hundred years ago, 1,000 years ago. All they want is for it to go out and have candy and dress up. That's all they want. Nobody cares about the tradition of it. It's okay to not care about the tradition of it. It's okay.
Exactly.
Like, I feel like it's the same thing with a lot of, and this is going to be a little hotter take, I suspect. Same thing for a lot of people with Christmas is nobody fucking cares that it's a Christian holiday. Nobody cares except for like Christians.
Well, here's the thing too. A lot of people are pissed because it's a Christian holiday laid over a pagan holiday.
Exactly.
And the thing with Halloween is I don't remember if it is laid over a pagan holiday. I'm pretty sure
it
that's
is,
just is it? Because I know
I thought it
like
was.
a great portion of it is just a Catholic thing. Hey, I totally forgot about Samhain when I said that I thought Christians started Halloween. It was definitely the Catholics putting a holiday of their own over top of another pagan holiday, specifically the Celts this time. So yeah, incorrect. Christians did not start Halloween. The Celts did. But yeah, Samhain. Look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a Catholic thing layered over some English and German superstitions about people coming back on.
Well, yeah,
because
it was All Saints Day and All Hallows Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so it's like a lot of it doesn't. So many people.
Halloween,
it doesn't matter.
Halloween's a fucking Christian holiday. Fuck out of here.
Parts of it, yeah, but like I mean, like just like I don't know, just let people
Just
have
be
fun with
cool.
whatever
Just let
the hell
people
they
have
want to have
fun.
fun with. That's
It's
literally
almost-
after watching for the past 2 years. Jackson and I's flat Earth friend talk about how Christmas trees are pagan phallic symbols, and how their house doesn't have one.
He's literally so religious that he no longer celebrates Christmas.
Like he won't.
He's
give
such a
gifts
good Christian that he no longer celebrates
pagans. Apparently, even though the gift giving is supposed to be tied back to the wise men, right? But he won't. He really doesn't do a lot of gift giving because he doesn't want his kids to be greedy, and because he doesn't want it to be a materialistic thing. And he doesn't put up a tree because the trees are tied to the old pagan traditions, and it's a fertility thing. And he doesn't like. Have you ever been so Christian that you stopped celebrating Christmas? Because I can't think of that ever happening. But here it is.
I know a person.
Oh, it's just so interesting how people can get so wrapped up in what they think that they end up thinking the exact opposite because they're so deep down their own hole.
Christians
Yeah,
can't get
I
deep
realized-
down. Yeah,
I realized-
Unfortunately, no one has been deep down my hole. At least not this afternoon.
Noah's also been deep down his own hole, but he doesn't like to talk
No,
about
you've been
it.
down deep down your own hole. So in recent news,
It is Sunday. Noah does like Kanye
in
West.
recent news. I got nothing.
Dan,
try
we
and
want
build
to talk
something out
about
of
a
that.
video game thing.
Oh, yeah,
but
I mean-
you wanted me to mention Dragon Age 4.
Yeah, dude.
I
Talk
think-
about Dragon Age. Are you excited
I
about
don't
Go
Dragon Age?
drawer, but yeah.
So I'm very excited about Dragon Age. We literally don't have a lot of information on it right now. There's going to be spiders with hands. That's been a big thing that a lot of people are not cool with.
There already are those if you're not a coward. Trust me, I'm an expert.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I can't find any images of them because oh no, never mind. I found it. Yeah, it's a spider with 8 legs and then this spindly pair of hands, and it's just a big tarantula with one of those like beaky grabbing mouths and hands.
Hell yeah.
I don't know why it exists, but boy howdy, it's here. But that's honestly the most information we have about Dragon Age right now is that there's spiders with hands. Everything else could have
hands. I can't see the spiders with hands.
See,
I love it so much.
everything else about this game that they revealed, quote unquote, like this is all stuff that's like, well, yeah, we knew it was going to have stuff about Red Lyrium. We already kind of knew that because that was the entire third game and the second game. Yeah, we kind of knew it was going to be about Solus because of the entire third game. Yeah, we kind of knew. Like, there's a lot of things that we really could imply from just like following the course of the games where it's like, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Mhm.
It
Oh,
looks
send
like
me a picture of the spider with hands.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, spider with
Come
hands
on.
coming right up.
Come on.
I'm not going to put it on screen because I don't think that's cool on an arachnophobia standpoint. If you really want to look it up,
I respect that.
then just search spiders with hands DA4. Eventually you will find an unmodel. It's just a model. It doesn't have a skin on it yet. It's flat gray.
You know how much scarier that would be if it had a human face underneath its fangs, and like it, like
That would
could
be
look up at
scary. I'll
like
give you
this.
that.
And like if especially like the neck was like backwards, so like it looked like the head was like distended as it like looked up at you.
See, there's a
That'd be
lot of
scary.
jokes about spiders with hands right now being like, oh, now they can go to the store and they can buy armor and weapons and now they can fight back even more. But
The
yeah,
spiders have unionized.
I don't know. I'm very excited for Dragon Age 4. It is scheduled right now for 2022, like post-April 2022. So I got time. I got time to play through this franchise at least 2 more times because it only takes me like, I don't know, 5 weeks of once or twice a week playing to get through Dragon Age 2. So I got plenty of time to play through this franchise a few more times before then.
I've never played through I don't know anything about Dragon Age.
I think it's really fun if you like fantasy and if you like RPGs. Each game is distinctly different. If you're a true D&D RPG guy, Origins is pretty much your way to go because it is the truest to traditional RPGs because it's a kind of a spiritual successor to one of their other titles.
Okay.
It's like,
I think I'm a little bit more of a JRPG lad.
yeah, so
Where do you think I would fall on that spectrum then?
I don't think any of these games feel like JRPGs. No, yeah. None of these games really feel like JRPGs because there's not really turn-based combat in any of them.
Mhm.
There's implied turn-based combat in Origins and 2 just because of the way you attack.
It's the implication.
It's just because of the implication.
Because of the implication. I think that's why I like Divinity so much.
Mhm.
It's because it's got like that cool blend of like fantasy and like, you know, like Western RPG like elements, but then it also is just like, yeah, we're gonna do turn-based stuff, and you can be a necromancer.
See, I gotta be
No,
honest,
like-
I like
yeah.
turn-based more than I dislike turn-based because I like the ability to like, you can take your time to set up a great combo if you really want to, or you can just have your guy go clonk some heads and
Yeah,
force your way through it if you don't feel like it, you know?
exactly. That's why like I love JRPGs. It's basically like Fire Emblem is just chess if some of the pieces were horny.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Like
That's fair.
it's chess if you could make your character get married to the rook. And I'm here for it.
Yeah, I see no downside with that.
Exactly.
No downside? None at all?
No.
Not at all.
Okay.
Every
No, Fire
game
Emblem's really fun,
every
though.
game is improved by adding a dating sim mechanic.
Honestly, I 100% agree with you. Let it be known.
I want to not agree, but like that is objectively one of the most fun parts of the Dragon Age games is trying to juggle a relationship with people while also completing the game. In Dragon Age 2, you can make people hate you and they get different bonuses based on whether they love or hate you.
Yeah, I actually played a bit of I think Dragon Age 2 because I remember that being a thing.
Because they can dislike you in all of them, Origins doesn't give you any benefits to dislike, only if they like you, and the bonuses stack up real hard. But for Dragon Age 2, it's like, oh yeah, Varric likes you a lot, so he's gonna tell your story in a cool way, and he's got a bonus to crit damage and attack speed. And then if he doesn't like you, it's like, oh yeah, Varric's gonna tell your story whether you like it or not, and he gets a bonus to his straight up attack, and that's it.
That's kind of cool.
It's nice because it's not the same bonus either way. I like it. It's a neat
You can
little...
min-max your party by being a bad person.
I mean, I've tried. It's really hard, honestly, to make your party hate you, because your instinct to making a party hate you is you just don't bring them places because you want to not be friends with them, and you want to make your other party members like you. But then if you don't bring people with you and do things they don't like, then they never actually hate you. They just kind of sit there.
Fair enough.
That's always been my issue.
All right, so you can't just like stab him?
No, unfortunately you can't, though you can actually punch Solus in the face in Dragon Age Inquisitions after he goes off on this tirade about how you're stupid and elves are superior and you can't even grasp his intellect.
Well, are
you can punch
stupid?
him. I mean, yeah, probably. He is a god, so spoiler alert, I suppose. But he's a god, and he goes off about how you're not like worth his time and he's only with you because he has to be, and then you can punch him. And he's just like, I can't believe you. And that's pretty much it. Nina says that's a pretty major spoiler, but the game's also like 6 years old, so I guess I'm not really that worried about it.
How could you?
I know, right?
You've ruined everything.
I know you were planning on playing Dragon Age Inquisitions specifically. So
I was gonna definitely play that.
Well, as soon as you were done playing it, I was gonna do a stream of it, and I was gonna make fun of all the choices you made the whole time.
You were going to painstakingly recreate my streams. But at a higher difficulty level, just to prove that I was wrong. You're like, oh, and if I was Noah, I suppose I would do this.
And then do the correct thing. Yeah. See, you get it.
I like how you say the correct thing, like there's objectively correct and incorrect choices in that game.
Well, and see, this is where we disagree.
I mean, there are objectively correct choices. The correct choice objectively is you don't side with the Templars.
Sure.
But if you... No, it is objectively the right choice. The game beats you over the head with, hey, remember how the mages are downtrodden? Hey, remember how the Templars abuse mages constantly? Hey, remember how this, that, the other thing? And you're just sitting there like, I want my magic cops. And they're like, remember how that's bad?
I get
the game is not subtle.
This is a problem I think in game design across the board. I wish it wasn't.
Okay.
Sometimes games I think forget that it's... And this, I don't know if this is too spicy. It's fun to be the bad guy.
That's not. I don't agree. But I think that you shouldn't be disallowed from being the bad guy. I don't think it's fun.
I think it can be fun. I think sometimes you're just being a dick for the 90% of the Mass Effect interactions.
I was about to say Mass Effect is just you're still the good guy, but you're just being an asshole about it.
Although I've had it with these baseless accusations.
I can't wait to get to Mass Effect 2 so that I can actually get into like the real renegade options where it's just like, oh yeah, you're having a conversation, but you can interrupt by punching him in the face. Why? Because you're a loose cannon cop who doesn't play by the rules.
That's one of the things I really love. I think Mass Effect is probably the worst of it. I'd say out of any game where you'll be like, you hit the option that says like, hey, stop. And then your character's like, all right, I'm going to kill him. And you're like, wait, what? I just wanted him to stop, so I hit the hey, stop option.
Mass Effect 2, there is a scene where you're at the top of a skyscraper and you have two options. One of them is you can threaten a man by pushing him against a window. And there's two options. There's the good choice and the bad choice of when he's against the window. The good choice, you would assume, is dragging him back in and threatening him inside. And the bad choice would be hanging him over the edge and threatening him, right? But what the good choice is hanging him over the edge and threatening him, and the bad choice is just throwing him out the window immediately. And
so good.
It's one of my favorite, like, the game did not clearly explain the option to me, like, choices ever. Because it's like, what? If I had known, I would not have thrown him out of the window. I needed information from him. And everyone in the party is just like, what the hell, Shepard? We needed him for his access codes.
So
but
good.
Of course, because you're badass Shepard, he's just like, you don't need access codes when you got this dick. And then you go and you continue blowing down doors until you make your way to win. Yeah.
Because Shepard, weirdly, it's hard to believe, but Shepard does not give a fuck. Or shouldn't.
And hence, I definitely agree with Jackson that Mass Effect is the biggest perpetrator of just bad design in that element.
That's
but
fair.
also, I do enjoy playing bad shepherds sometimes, just because it's fun to be the belligerent NPC that you have to deal with, except it's you.
See,
Well, Fallout 4 also did it pretty bad too.
They really
When like
did.
New Vegas and 3 were literally like almost word for like you said, but you clicked on.
Mhm.
Whereas 4, he was like, "I'm a loose cannon."
that it's like, go fuck yourself.
And it's like, your options are, what are you doing? I don't like that. Could you stop? You do, what are you doing? It's like, you mother.
What
You
the
motherfucker,
fuck do you think
what are you
you're
doing?
What are you, gabagool.
This guy's Italian. Holy shit.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah, I mean that's the part. And like I understand, right? I understand there is an aspect of, oh, we're trying to say something with our game, and like every piece of media has a statement that it's trying to make, so be good, right? If you wanted me to just be the good guy, just don't give me the option to be the bad guy. That's okay.
See,
If you're gonna beat me over the head about how evil I've been the whole time and how I kick babies every time I walk into a room, like don't bother putting that choice in front of me, because like it makes your game less fun to play.
so I've only had one game that I've played recently that has actually annoyed me when it does stuff like that, because Dragon Age, for example, it's more of a moral thing of there are people on the good guy team who are objectively good people who will also tell you to take what the game will tell you is not the correct choice, because in their opinion, it's the right choice. And that's fine, right? However, in playing Red Dead 2, every now and then I go back to camp after I've, disappeared for like an in-game month hunting, because I'm just trying to beat the hunting challenge. I had fun with it. I want to keep going, And someone's like, "Hey, Arthur, can I talk to you for a minute?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure." And I sit down and they're like, "How you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I've been bad. I've been just killing animals for no reason." And I'm like, hey, you stop that right now. And I've found the only way to get around it is every single time I go to sell any like hides I have to get rid of all my meat and animal like products I've picked up so that I can always pick up as much as possible from each animal. Otherwise, the game will be like, "Oh, so he's just skinning them and leaving the rest of the meat there like a wasteful monster." I'm like, "No, I'm not. You only let me pick up 5 pieces of beef. That's not my fault."
Yeah, basically.
So, I just have to be, you got to balance things like that. One, I was playing as a bad character, and they sat me down after I had been doing all of the bandit side quests to get like special black leather gun holster and stuff. And he sits down and he's like, I feel like one of the other characters in the game, Micah, who is like a loose cannon who doesn't play by the rules. He's like, "I just feel like Micah's been rubbing off on me. I've just been killing for no reason, killing people all over the place." And I'm just like, "Hey, game,
So good.
you already gave me my karma slider that makes like goods in the shop more expensive if I'm a bad person. You don't have to guilt trip me too. I already know I'm being a bad guy."
Yeah, I mean that's what it is.
And that's what I don't care for, is when the games do things like that. But if it's something like the Dragon Age angle of, "Oh, I see you didn't side with the mages and free them from oppressive tyranny, and instead you signed up to put them back in a tower with Templars to guard them," because they do also give you the side plots of, "Oh, here's all the mages that, if you want to be like that, make a compelling argument to lock them all back in a box because these guys are kind of scary." And though that is not how I believe, I can see people drawing that conclusion, but then the game's just like, oh no. But it's not nearly as in your face as, "Oh, I've just been feeling terrible. I'm killing things for I don't even know why." And it's like, "Arthur, it's because you're a bad man. Calm down." You always talk about it.
Yeah, basically. I have strong issues about games not handling villainy well.
I feel like I don't know. I don't know why I said I feel like. I already said all the things that I feel like.
So speaking of heroes and villains, Dan, you mentioned you want to talk about the Avengers game.
Oh yeah! Wow, that was a good transition, dude.
Thank you.
I respect that. That was good. Yeah, I don't know. I've been playing the new transition game.
The new transition game.
The new transition game. The new Avengers game.
So what is the new Avengers game? I actually don't know anything about it.
It's a punch your way through the level and get to the objective and get your little, find your loot in a chest, and oh look, now you have better abilities and you got skills and you got a bunch of heroes, and it's fine. I feel like a lot of people were really upset because it was the gameplay depth isn't huge. Like it's not. It's just not. But it's I don't know. I would equate it with like something like, I don't know, Left 4 Dead level of complexity, where I
gotta be honest. I would, if I was waiting for my Marvel Avenger like beat 'em up fight through the levels game, I actually would be very disappointed if it was something on that level.
It's not. See, it's higher than that. But it's like there are special enemies and there are these other things. But at the end of the day, the core gameplay loop comes down to punch good or shoot good, and that's the game. The game is just it doesn't have a ton of like each of the characters is unique, right? So like Iron Man can actually fly around, which is really fun.
Yeah, and
like the levels are built around that, and like certain characters can grab onto certain ledges, and so that no character can't get like everyone can get everywhere.
Yeah.
And actually, I think they did a really good job on the level design, not making Hulk has to like grab onto the side of a building and leap to the next one to get across this like area, but Thor and Iron Man can just go right across.
Yeah.
Again.
So I'm looking at images of it. Mm-hmm. Does it look better than the images make it look? Because it looks really ugly.
There's an HD pack that was a day one DLC. And actually
free DLC.
Free DLC?
Yeah, free DLC. Day one free DLC.
Okay.
No, fair. No, super fair. There's an HD pack. I think the pictures don't do it justice, and I think that a lot of pictures were taken.
The pictures look like XCOM.
The pictures do look like XCOM. It's not XCOM.
Thank goodness, because XCOM is fine.
Because these pictures are not.
Let me just Google Marvel. What'd you Google? What was your search?
Marvel or
Avengers game.
Avengers game, yeah.
Avengers game. First
and
image.
Some of these look good, and then other ones look.
I'm just saying, compared to images of Spider-Man PS4, that's all I'm saying.
Oh no, super fair. No, I would. Spider-Man PS4 is objectively a better game.
It's so good. It's so pretty.
It's so good.
It's very pretty.
And it is gorgeous. Yeah, some of these are definitely older photos.
Yeah, as long as it looks better than that, because those did not look next gen.
No. So it definitely looks. The environments aren't. The character models aren't amazing. I haven't downloaded the AT pack yet, so I don't know. The models are solid, but the textures attached to the models aren't always the best. But the environments are really, really well done, and they feel really solid, and they like crumble depending on what you're doing, and like different. Like when you jump off the side of a building, it leaves cracks in the ground no matter who you are. But if you're fucking the Hulk, it fucking indents the ground. Whereas if you're Miss Marvel, it just like does a little crack. When like the Hulk charges, he like can knock chunks of environment out of his way, like. Whereas everyone else would have to go around it, which is really nice.
So you like pick your Avenger? You don't like have like an actual. You don't have like a custom character or anything. It's like you play as like one of like the characters, and there's multiplayer.
Yeah. You play as one of the characters. It's a full campaign. I am a couple of hours into the campaign. It follows. I'm blanking on her name. Is it Miss Marvel?
Sure.
Yeah, it's Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel. She is actually a very fun character. She starts out as like a fangirl.
Okay.
And
she's from Pakistan.
I believe so. Well, she's from the U.S., but but she's like starts out as just a fangirl. Like the game opens on a fangirl, and like not spoilering, stuff happens, and then you come back into the story 5 years later, and she's it focuses on the Inhumans, if you know anything about that, which doesn't matter. But basically, she comes back 5 years later, and it turns out, she's still a fangirl, but also now she's got a little superpower going on. Look at her; she's all stretchy, and she's a very, very fun character in as much as
that Miss Marvel's powers.
What?
Is that her powers? I thought she was like a...
Not Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel. Totally different.
Those are two different characters.
I know, right? Yep. It sucks that they do stuff like that.
Marvel is stupid, dude. Jesus Comics Christ. Are so dumb.
Why?
I really like Kamala Khan as a character. I didn't think I would. I thought I would kind of not appreciate her, but I really, really like her as a character.
Who?
That Miss Marvel.
Okay, at least said Kotal Khan, and I was like, that's
Kamala Khan.
Like,
that's her name.
Like, I love Kotal Khan though. Sick as hell.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been enjoying it. I understand why people are upset about it. I also feel like the game has got some bugs and issues to work out. Like Brian, who's been playing it as well on the side, had like huge if you go into a multiplayer mission at this stage in the campaign, you can't get any further in the campaign, and it just breaks until you have to go do another multiplayer mission or something. Like there are some bugs.
Yeah, that is not good.
Which is not great. It's not great. And it does feel like the game. It is, yeah, and it does feel like the game was a little bit rushed. I think that's why. I think part of the demo was to do what are our number one this has to be fixed before we launch kind of issues, and not we're trying to give people a taste of the game kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like it has a decent roster, and like they've already the big thing that is a problem right now is the way they're handling some of the character DLCs. So all characters are going to be free. Every character, as far as we know, every character they're adding to the game, except for Spider-Man, is going to be free.
So here's the thing: are they going to be free in the way that Battlefront 2 characters were free, but you had to grind a very long time to get them?
No, they should be. As far as we know, they are free. Like once you beat the campaign, they are releasing like free expansions that extend the story, and once you beat that expansion, you get the character. Is how I understand it right now.
That's neat.
Here's the problem, because this game does have to make money, as we all know. So they've added in
money when you bought it for like $60.
They've added in competitive cosmetic battle passes.
Didn't they make money when they rushed the game and sold it for $60?
Of course.
Okay,
but
I wasn't sure if they did.
We live in a society. They have cosmetic battle passes, which at its core I don't hate as an idea. I don't actually have a problem with battle passes for cosmetics, especially because most of the time there's a way to get them outside of that battle pass anyway. The problem with Avengers is that unlike a battle pass for the whole game, each character has like a $10 battle pass, which is some garbo, some hot, stinky garbo.
That is cheeks.
It is hot, stinky garbage. I understand why. I hate it a lot, and I think it's bad business practices. And I can't see myself buying any of the battle passes because of it. And
also, I had to pay to play Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's a PS4 exclusive, so if you get the game on PS4, you don't like it. He's just on PS4. He's only on PS4 because he's a Sony game. Mm-hmm. It's a Sony property still. So Sony was like, "Yeah, you can have Spider-Man for this game, but only on PlayStation 4."
I gotta be honest, I do kind of miss console exclusive characters like that. That was something that I loved about. Well, okay, yeah, it sucks. But also, my favorite thing about Soul Calibur 2 was that if you got it on the GameCube, you got to have Link as one of your fighters. And I always thought that was neat because he objectively doesn't belong there.
Well, doesn't Vader appear in that one in Soul Calibur?
And Yoda.
Eventually, yeah.
And Yoda?
Yeah, Vader and Yoda appear on two different... Yeah, I think Vader and Yoda appear on Xbox and PS4.
Ezio,
I'm not sure which one.
I'm pretty sure.
Ezio appears on one of them. Spawn appears on Soul Calibur 2 on the Xbox. It's fun. I enjoy dumb things like that.
I've always hated. I didn't mind console exclusives when the games didn't cost $60 a pop.
That's also true.
If your game costs $30 and you have like, oh yeah, this is a console exclusive character. He is a reskin of a mainline character. He doesn't really do anything special, but it's very cool to have him. I think that's super fine. Like I suspect that Spider-Man is going to be mostly a reskin of Kamala Khan, because just the way her mechanics work, she kind of feels like it could be translated into Spider-Man really well. Because it turns out having a stretchy arm and grabbing onto something has a similar feel to web swinging onto something, which is it's a very similar mechanic. I feel like is going to be. Problem is that the game is fucking $60, $70 or $80 if you get the deluxe, and I'm not spending $80 on a game that I only want for one extra character, and I'm not even sure that the saves are compatible.
Yeah.
Which is my other big gripe. But overall, my week one, hey, I just started playing this. I've got 10 hours, not even into it by now. I've been enjoying it. I think that it's a lot for what I was looking for, which was I want a dumb semi-wave based, semi-level based fighter game that I can play with my friends. I think it works. It's gonna probably take the place of my Killing Floor for a little while.
Okay.
And the story is fun, and the story is really fun to play through, and I'm enjoying the way that they're taking the characters a lot. But I didn't come into it expecting Spider-Man PS4 because Spider-Man PS4 was a marvel in and of itself, pun intended. I don't know. It's fine. It's a fine game. If you like the Avengers, go get an Avenge, and if you don't, that's also fine. The other game that I actually started playing recently, because this is my gamer corner, which is real fast. CK3, Crusader Kings 3. God, I don't understand that game at all. I want to understand it.
I feel like that's just Crusader Kings, though.
I want to understand it. And shout out to Circe, who's been running me through bits and pieces of stuff. But God, I don't understand that game at all. There's so much going on at all times forever, and I don't understand it. It's fun though. I've been enjoying that too. Anyway, Avengers rant over. I'm done. I'm good with that. I've done my Avengers rant. It's fine.
Cool.
That's where we're at.
Any other crushing gaming thoughts?
I don't know. I beat Dead Space. I was very happy about that. I'm very sad though that when you do your new game plus, it is locked into whatever difficulty you beat the game on.
Oh, that's cool.
Which yes, it is. Okay. So on one hand, very cool.
Wait,
because that way you can't use it to cheese your way of like 3 new game pluses, and then you're like, all right, now I'm gonna take on impossible mode with a totally pimped out Isaac. Now instead of that, you actually have to beat impossible mode on its own before you can do that. And I get
Wouldn't
that.
it be better if they just made it so achievements were disabled, but you could still up the difficulty to keep the fun factor there?
See,
that would make too much sense. Get out of here.
now I do like the idea of it being locked in because now I can on medium just burn through this game and have a grand old time with my level 6 suit and all of my weapons all like totally pimped out. It's a fun time, right? But I don't know. There's elements of that I wish they had made a little bit better. I only found that out last night. So hopefully Dead Space 2 is not like that, because I wouldn't mind going through that and then doing a higher difficulty as a new game plus. But I don't know if I can do it. So we'll find out.
Not video game related, but I got Wallpaper Engine on a whim the other day.
Oh, I love Wallpaper Engine.
Yeah, my friend Jamie convinced me. She was like, you should get Wallpaper Engine. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, dude.
It really didn't take much convincing because I was like, that sounds kind of cool, actually.
It's very fun. I change it out about every 6 months or so.
I got some really slick League of Legends wallpapers on. So,
You know what I don't like about Wallpaper Engine?
Anime.
My one gripe. Everyone that makes a fucking wallpaper is so goddamn horny. Horny jail. Every one of them.
But you can. I like that they give you the option to turn off anime. Like you can just not see anime.
There's no
so
anime.
good. That's so good.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Just Noah, put the image on the screen of the skipper from Penguins of Madagascar with a gun that says no anime.
All right, I can do that.
Specific, but I like it.
I can do that. Oh, he's not a gun. He has a billy club. My bad.
Close enough. Everyone saw what you were talking about. They got you.
Everyone saw that, and they know.
They know the truth. They know your horrible secret.
All right, here you go. Also, put Kotal Khan up there at some point. It doesn't have to be right now, just so people see he's doing okay.
Everyone's worried.
Everyone's worried about him. Like, did he get that? Did he rip the guy's heart out? Yeah, he did. Don't worry.
See, I always forget how much I enjoy the just absolutely awful character, and awful meaning like over the top and just wow character designs of Mortal Kombat until I see them again and I'm like, yeah, these are great.
Yeah.
I especially love Johnny Cage because it's just like, yeah, this man, he's just a dude who's so full of himself that he's fighting gods. He punched God in the face because he's just rich and thinks he can do that.
And you know what? Turns out he can.
Like stupid like fighting game lore and outfits and character design.
Yeah, 100%
honestly,
agree.
it's kind of like video game, like anime, and like to an extent comic book. Like outfits are so sick. I say to an extent for comic books because like you can dress like Cloud from Final Fantasy and be looking fresh. Like I don't know if you've seen all like the videos like the Chinese streetwear. It's like they're huge on TikTok and they'll be like Chinese streetwear, and it's these people looking literally fresh as hell in like 30 different ways. Yeah. And half of them end up looking like they've got like 10 belts on. You're like, you're Cloud. You're Cloud. Don't lie to me. You're either Sora, Cloud, and I know you ain't Goofy. So like, why do you have so many belts? But you be looking fresh. But yeah, like, but you can't do streetwear if you're looking like Spider-Man because that one's a little bit too particular and too iconic.
Yeah,
But like a lot of anime outfits, they're literally so fresh.
Dude, I get it.
I feel like people need to wear that. I don't know.
I get it. I'm with you.
It kind of goes back to that string of tweets I had the other day, like 4 a.m, where I was like, "Stop just selling me a gray square with a cartoon character on it. I want a cool shirt, especially if you're charging $30. Like, can't you put like a pattern on it? like please."
Yeah, anything would be a little bit nicer. But
it's like, hey, it's a gray square that says JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And like you look at all the characters in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and they're just like they're dripping out. They're iced up.
Oh, without a doubt.
Come on, guys. And they did have like those sick ass like limited edition like shoes that came out with Part 5 that were like modeled after like the characters' aesthetics, but they were available only in Japan. And yeah, they're available only in Japan and they did not ship outside of Japan.
Whack.
And they were so cool. I hate artificial scarcity, especially in the shoe market. Just let me buy pumped up kicks, dog. Let me get the Yeezys.
No Yeezys for you.
Why are we making artificial scarcity such a huge thing to drive up the price?
Well, because that's
Money.
how capitalism do.
Me just want shoe with squiggly line on foot.
No.
But me no want to spend $300 on squiggly line shoe. All right, this is going nowhere.
Yeah.
We
Get
should
us outta
probably
here,
call it a day.
Dan, I know you had wanted to talk for the
Nope,
shout
that's
out.
fine.
You had
That's
wanted to
fine.
talk about something.
Nope,
Oh,
it's
that's
fine.
right.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
at time. Get us
So-
out of here.
So are we just gonna do the shout out without that, or would you rather?
Yeah, we can go.
wait?
We can do the show. We can do the shout out without it if you want, or we can do it next week. Either or. I'm fine
All
with
right.
both.
Let's
I don't have a
just
good
do it
answer
next
for
week.
it. Yeah,
We'll just
I
do
don't
it
have
next
good
week.
answer
We
yet.
got a shout
We'll come
out
back.
coming
Cowards.
next week, so be aware.
No shout out. Yeah, be forewarned.
Be afraid. It's coming.
Are
That's
you guys
about all
not
I've
ready?
got.
You guys aren't prepared for it?
I mean, I'm ready, but I'm
I'm
ready with a
ready.
misinterpretation.
I do like misinterpretations.
All right, fire away, Dan. Bo, as his shout out this week, Bo, friend and patron of the podcast, says he wants us to give our favorite toast.
Oh, I thought you said you wanted to do it next week.
No,
That's
we
what you just
decided.
said.
No, we decided right now. That's
Oh,
what
okay.
I thought we all agreed on it. Because
I thought you
Jackson
just
said
said
he's
next
ready, and I said I'm ready.
I
So
whatever. It's fine.
he came over for a haircut, and that's when he
Mhm.
told me his shout out, and I totally misunderstood him, and I thought he was talking about my favorite type of toast. So I'm like, so you mean like what type of toppings you want on that? Like what toppings you like on
Mhm,
our toast, or like do we want like rye toast with just butter? Is that the type of vibe you're going for? And he's like, no, I mean like when you raise a drink and you're like, hey, a toast type of thing. Which Nina was in the next room and she understood him the whole time, so I felt real stupid. But
We
Nah.
also both of us also thought the same thing as Noah.
exactly,
Yeah,
like
100%.
everyone
My
here,
first-
we
my
all
first
thought
answer
we were
was
talking
cinnamon.
about toast. So I'm gonna go that angle, and I
Okay.
gotta say, rye with butter is actually very possibly my
You are
favorite
so
toast.
boring.
I love a good like marble rye with butter. That's a super good option.
See, rye is just very good. Sourdough also very good. I like sourdough with some cream cheese on it.
Wheat bread with peanut butter, so good.
See, I'm not a huge fan of peanut butter on my toast anymore.
I do, but only if like you get it. Though it's like the peanut butter has to be like nice and room temperature, and the toast has to be nice and hot, so it melts the peanut butter. That's
That
the
is
play.
pretty
I can see that.
nice.
I can do that.
Thank you.
I was gonna go with that, but like I feel like there's I don't know toasts are weird to me. I've never actually done a toast. I don't think in real life, like an actual one.
Mhm.
So
I've-
I don't know that I have a great like this is the best toast. And I'm curious as to what here's my question. Here's my question about this shout out.
Okay.
How many toasts has Bo given and or seen in his life that he has a favorite toast?
Well,
What is
see, here's the
his?
thing. I feel like there's differences here, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
there's toasts that you make for an event,
Mm-hmm.
but then there's other toasts like, to your health and to your family, like things like that.
I've got an answer. But...
Like there's some like classic go-tos from various people that, you could motorcyclists around here want to stop.
That you could stop.
I love Noah when people are outside of his house doing anything.
I
Mhm.
hate people
It's like,
outside my house.
It wasn't even like an obnoxious motorcycle. That was probably just like them actually just driving or accelerating.
No. Well, yeah, they were accelerating from the corner down this street where it's like, dude, you got 300, 400 feet before the next stop sign. What are you doing revving your engine just in front of my house? That's all that they were doing.
Why is he hose mad?
I don't know.
All
I
right,
lost track of
so
things. I don't
for
have a
toasts,
favorite drinking toast
I
because I don't
have
know too
a-
many.
Like I've given a toast or two. Like I gave like a speech at my sister's wedding, but that's not the example I'm kind of thinking of here. I'm thinking more of like a casual, just you and the lads type of deal, or lasses, depending. But I think when I use lads, it's in like almost always a gender neutral context.
Yeah,
I'm just kind of saying it. Yeah.
We live in a society.
We live in a society. So I don't have a particular one that I can say because I'm fairly divisive. I don't know how well do we as a podcast respect Margaret Thatcher?
Not much, I don't think.
Well, I mean, I'll maybe another time. But my friends and I have been doing this thing lately where we do like we will like pound the table and sing sea shanties and do shots in rounds,
That's pretty good.
and it's pretty fun.
That's pretty fucking solid. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Thank you.
I don't know. I've always, whenever I've only rarely done a toast. I usually just go, to friends to the future, to good times for everyone or something like that effect. I don't know. I feel like toasts are, if we're talking fictional toasts, there's like a lot of them, and like you could go off, but like actual ones that I've actually given, it's usually to friends, to the family we choose, and to the future. Which it's fine. I think it's all right. Everyone got real quiet, and so I now feel real self-conscious.
I was typing. No, I was typing.
No, I was just listening, and I got distracted by a DM.
Wow.
Not what Jackson posted. An actual DM I received.
Wow.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know. The one we've been going to lately, it's an all-time classic. It's Lever Johnny is the sea shanty.
Lever Johnny's pretty good, dude.
Yeah, so usually we'll set it up with like someone will start. If someone like we'll be not doing shots is the plan, and then someone will start instigating it by being like, "Oh, I thought I heard the old man say," and everyone's like, "Lever Johnny, lever," and then we just like and then shots get poured, and it's a great time. It's a fun time. It's really cool. That's my review.
That. Yeah, I love that a lot.
So that's my favorite toast.
That's it. That's the toast.
That's the tea.
Your toast to your first love, and she be the sea.
Yeah. Yar.
Yeah.
Everyone knows a pirate's first love
is free. All right. Well, you can find me online as Bubbadabad, BUBBADABAD, Twitch, Twitter, Insta. Streaming on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I'm back on Thursdays as of this week. You can catch me with Dan, probably playing Terraria tonight, I'm assuming. Maybe we'll play other things. I don't freaking know.
Maybe I'll just never talk to Noah again.
This is also a possibility. Dan is actually quitting the podcast right now. He just hasn't told me yet. So, you know how it is.
Well, I keep trying to tell him, and then he keeps being like, "Ha, it's so good, dude. It's a really funny joke." And I don't have I can't bring myself to break him that way, you know? He doesn't deserve it.
That's life.
Maybe.
But yeah, anyway, that's where you can find me. You can find the podcast at twitter.com/theofftheair, Facebook, OTA podcast, and patreon.com/offtheair. If you want us to whoa, I tried to log into Patreon and it logged in German, and that confused me.
That's
couldn't read a single thing on the page.
Gonna figure that one out once we're off the air?
Yep.
That seems like a bad idea.
Yeah. But if you want to listen to us butcher your shout outs, boom, there you go. Off the air.
Now Noah is rapidly panicking as he tries to figure out what happened.
I'm just confused. I think it happened when oh my gosh. I'm blanking on words. I think it happened when I cleaned out my cookies and stuff, that it just glitched out.
German,
but anyway,
it
wasn't intentional. My disk cleanup automatically does it if I don't have Google open. But anyway, yeah. You know, if you don't want to support us monetarily, can't support us monetarily.
If you don't want to,
whatever.
That's super understandable.
Yeah, also that. But, you know, regardless, you can also help us out by telling your friends about us or just shooting us a review on Apple Podcasts. Apple Podcasts is hands down the easiest way to support us for free. And we got a new rating, a 4. We got bumped down to a 4.6. Someone gave us a 1-star review.
God damn.
And
it.
Did they leave it?
No, the cowards gave us a 1-star review and didn't even say anything.
Cowards,
haters.
Understandable though. We do say a lot of things in this podcast that do.
It's probably Margaret Thatcher.
I'm just wondering who listens to us enough to find us.
I would like to think it was an accident.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was an accident.
I mean, I've done that plenty of times, like disliked a YouTube video on accident or like hit the wrong like rating. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah.
So if you left a review recently and you thought it was 5 stars, double check.
And remember, giving us 1 star doesn't mean that we're number one. It means that we're bad. So fix that.
Well, fix that. Both.
Number one at being not good.
Yeah. I don't know. You guys want to plug your socials and stuff?
Nope.
Nah.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Well, cool. I guess that's
all right.
I guess that's it then. Bye,
that's
guys.
a wrap.
Bye.